Hi, friends. So I want to tell you, just a couple days ago, I was actually bit by a cat. And for those of you who know me, I'm not really a person that gets very aggressive. And there was a situation between two cats in my house, and they just got into a fight. And I reached down to get one away from the other, and I got bit. And my hand, it hurts a whole lot. And so I could take this a couple ways, right? I could be angry, which I was, and I expressed that and released it. But I carried on from there, and I could be angry. I could carry on that anger, or I have the choice really to view this how I want to. And I just decided that I can't change what happened. I got the cats separated. They didn't injure each other. And, although my hand is in pain, it will heal and it will be fine. So, what's the point of carrying that anger or that stress with me about the situation? The situation's already happened and it's in the past. And it goes a little bit further than that. It goes into the bigger picture. The bigger picture being the world that we live in and how we approach it. This is a blip in my lifetime and an even smaller blip in yours as a story. But the bigger picture here is that everything in life causes us to suffer to some degree. Even things that bring us joy will bring us suffering because we won't have them later. All things change. And it's not to look at the world in a negative lens, but rather as simply understanding that part of life, not the whole thing, part of life is suffering. And so we can continue to suffer our entire lives, and it could control every action, every decision, every emotion that we have and experience here, or we can learn to move beyond that. And so when we're talking about moving beyond suffering, it's not to say that we're not going to suffer. It's to say that we can suffer, but we should take it with a grain of salt and be able to move on from it fairly quickly in our lives, even from big things like a death in a family. It's something that I also recently experienced, and it's not a disservice to the other. It's simply a living life. We have to be here if we want to be, but the ultimate reality is that we are here. And so, how do you want to approach life? Do you always want to be stressed and suffering? Do you always want to live in turbulence and chaos? And it just reminds me of the retreat that I'm hosting here soon with Jerry Friedman, and we're going to talk about some of these practices that I've used in my life to be able to surrender to the moment and to express my emotions, but not to get caught up with them, not to have chronic stress or chronic turbulence in life. And that's really, I think a lot of us are feeling that right now in the world, that there's just a lot of turbulence. There's a lot of maybe chaos. Maybe that's a strong word, but it feels like chaos. There's a lot of uncertainty in the world. And, a little cat bite, that's something to work on, but that's not going to control my life. But when we look at the bigger picture of the world and we start to feel that chaos, that uncertainty in the world, it really influences a lot of the big decisions we make in life, like whether we're going to have a family or if we're going to move to that new city, take this new job, or want to start our own business, or something a little bit bigger, something that we want stability, we want security, and we aren't able to have that when we live in uncertainty. So I would love to share more of this practice with you, and if you feel welcome to, you can reach out or you can check out some details down below. And have a wonderful day. Thank you.